Patricia has immersed herself in outdoor activities and launched Rivah Sistah in 2021 to share her journey and inspire others. This incredible woman and all of these just incredible things that she's doing to get other women outdoors and to show she can have this travel trailer, she can fish fry, she can fillet the fish. And it really has brought so many new women and so many just people into the sport. Really cool that Patricia has agreed to be a part of our community tonight. And I hope you all follow her. You can find her on Instagram at Rivah Sistah, and I'll make sure I put in her link tree too, so you can kind of see all the incredible stuff that she's doing. But she graciously did this whole video for us, so we're going to watch it. And she talks about descaling and filleting a couple of different ways. So let's take a look.
Hey, it's Patricia Clement, your Rivah Sister, and today I'm going to teach you how I fillet and butterfly fish, and I have a few more surprises. Today I'll be cleaning a spot and a gray trout. These are the items you'll need. You can use a fork, a knife, or a scaling tool. Here I'll demonstrate all three methods. The first thing I do is remove the scales. An easy way to know which way to stroke is to remove scales in the direction away from the tail. My preference is a knife. When using a knife or any other scaling tool, be sure to rotate so you can get under the bottom and rotate on the top so you can get next to his fin. Flip it over and do it again. So right here you'll see a little dot, and inside of that dot is some waste. We all know what that part of the fish is called. So here I just cut it and I'm going to remove the waste. Here I'm cutting the head. And if you notice, I'm going to do a slight little curve before I get down to the bottom. So now it's time to butterfly. So right above the tail, I stick my knife in until I feel the bone. And what I'm going to do is carefully slide my knife. I'm going to make a slit and carefully go all the way up his body alongside that bone. And take your time doing this. Be sure to be careful. Once I made that slit, I'm making slices right along that bone until I can get that fish to lay open flat like a butterfly. Once it's laid open, I'm cleaning off the sides. You can look and tell what shouldn't be there. Here's a butterfly. That's how I butterfly fish. I'm not a pro. I'm just teaching you what I know. Removing the rib cage bones are optional. If you decide to move them, I'm putting my knife right under the line of bones and I'm cutting just beneath the bones. Not to cut the meat, but just to get the bone off. So it's very thin. See? this spot has already been descaled. Now it's time to fillet. So just behind his side fin, I'm cutting down, and then I'm gonna put my knife on an angle and run it towards the tail along his bone. With bigger fish, when I get to the bottom, I flip that fillet over and then I run up the side and take the skin off. But for this video, since this fish is smaller, I went ahead and cut the whole fillet off, and now I'm taking off that rib cage. It's a very thin line of bones, and all you need to do is put your knife right underneath the bones. Here it is again. I slice down, then I turn my knife towards his tail and glide the knife down, removing the fillet. Once again, I'm removing that thin rib bone. Skin on or skin off? That is the question. I like mine both ways. So now I'm going to show you how I take the skin off of a fillet. So what I did was lay the piece of fish down flat, and I'm running my knife flat along my cutting board. Every once in a while I'll grab the skin and I'm kind of pulling it so my knife can glide down that nice fillet nice and easy. Voila. Look at that. Isn't she pretty? Now I'm going to clean a gray trout, also known as a weak fish. In Virginia, we can keep them at 12 inches. This one was a little over 13. So what I'm doing here is I'm using my scaling tool to descale. And remember, to remove the scales, you stroke away from the tail. Remember, when descaling your fish, be sure to rotate your fish so you can get every nook and cranny and remove all of those scales. I fillet most of my fish all the same. Once I cut down, I put my knife on the angle and I just glide along that bone till I get down to the tail. Again, sometime when I get to the tail, I flip it and then I go run down the meat again, separating the meat from the skin, and sometime I'll just cut it all off. So here I'm taking the skin off, and remember, my knife is flush with my cutting board. Sometimes midway through filleting, I have to lift my meat up to get a better grip of the skin. Look at that nice fillet. Y'all should be hungry now. One thing I forgot on a spot fillet is right down the middle, there's a little line of bones, and sometimes I'll cut that in a V and you can get those bones out. But wait, there's more. There's no way I could teach you how to fillet fish and not teach you how to fry it. My fried fish tastes so good. Here's how I do it. First, I rinse my fish just with water. I'm only frying a small batch for me. Next, I heat up the grease. I use peanut oil. You can use any oil of your choice. I sprinkle some Tony seeds on my fish. It's my favorite. It's a Louisiana all-purpose Cajun seasoning. Next, it's time for the batter. I use house Autry medium hot. It's already seasoned, so you really don't need a lot of seasoning. How much you put is totally up to you. I use Tony's with no salt. And here's just a quick look at how much seasoning I put on my fish. If you never use egg and mustard to fry your fish, oh my God, you have been missing out. So what I do is just crack one egg and I squirt some mustard in there and then you beat it. Next, I take my fillets and dip it in that mustard egg wash, or you can pour it in, either or. Swish it around so the egg gets on every piece of the fish. Now it's time to drop it in some hot grease. So I splash water or something in there just to make sure that it sizzles, and it does. So next I'm going to take my fish and coat it in that house Autry. Some people use a plastic bag, some people use a Ziploc bag, and you can also use a microwave plastic container or bowl. But what you want to do is put it in there and shake it up so it's coated evenly. Fish cooks fast, so when I'm heating the grease up, my fire is usually high, but once I put my fish in, I turn it down like to medium. You'll know when it's done because it's going to be golden brown and it's going to rise up to the top. It'll float to the top of your grease. Once it's golden brown and floats to the top, remove it with a strainer and you can set it on a paper towel to catch the grease. Those are 2 fillets. The next piece I'm going to show you is one of the fish that I butterflied. And as you can see, she's golden brown and float to the top. Now she's ready to come out. But wait, there's more. Fish and grits is an easy meal you can have for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Somebody's probably saying, yuck, fish and grits, but please don't knock it until you try it. The secret to good grits with your fish is instead of using water, use chicken broth. Thank me later. Be sure to stir your grits so you don't have big lumps in them. You can also add milk, heavy whipping cream, or half and half to make them extra creamy. I also like to top my grits off with cheese when they're done. Oh my God, it is so delicious. Okay, now it's time to eat. Will you look at these fish and grits? It is so good. And I'm not just saying that because I made it. So once you make your fish and grits, please tag me. I hope your plate looks like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day. I am a ball of energy. I'm like this all the time. Early bird. I had so much fun making that video. I love original content. I like to know what people want and like give them exactly what they want. So I also want to know, please tell me in the chat, who's going to make some fish and grits? You got to try it. Yes. If you do follow me on social media, you'll see that today I caught Oh, I caught the catch of my life. I caught an alligator gar. It was about 3 feet. I never scream. Like when I take women fishing, they scream. I'm like, what are you screaming for? Like screaming is not going to change anything. And I went against my own rule today and I screamed.
Oh, that's so congratulations. That's awesome. Appreciative that you're a part of this and a part of our community.
Right. Yeah. I'm reading the chats. I see people are saying mustard. Yeah. Egg and mustard is the trick. I cannot fry fish without egg and mustard. It's really good.
And chicken broth for grits.
Yeah, chicken broth for grits. It gives it such a good flavor. I just can't wait for y'all to try it. Y'all gonna be like, I should have been doing this.